On a different field of medicine, we have Remember to Love.
Welcome to SciSection. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell our listeners about your innovative startup?
Yeah, sure. At Remember to Love, our focus is on supporting seniors as they age. We are working on a glasses-based digital assistant for older adults, a tool to bridge the gaps of age-related cognitive decline. Our digital assistant runs on Google Glasses, where it provides visual cues for recognizing loved ones, helping seniors recall memories, and importantly, aiding seniors with daily tasks, such as with medical and dietary adherence, with features such as vitals monitoring, gait analysis, and video receipts of key interactions of the senior's daily life. Our application reassures caregivers that their senior patients are safe in their independence. Our major goal with this product, with Remember to Love, is to prolong safe independence, support seniors, relieve anxieties, and sustain social ties. And in doing so, also empowering caregivers with patient-specific access and a tool by which to provide higher quality care.
Yeah, that sounds really amazing, especially because that impact on someone's quality of life is especially profound when you have a disease like dementia. What experiences led you to developing your startup?
The initial concept for Remember to Love traces back to spending time with my late grandmother, noting the challenges she faced into old age, how she struggled for context and cues, and how basic daily tasks and interactions became burdensome, and how these challenges weren't being addressed by any senior care tool on the market and could not be addressed by caregivers without tech involved. This was the inspiration for Remember to Love. These experiences dovetailed with the start of our final year at McMaster Engineering. So in order to graduate, we students, we complete a final year group project, a capstone of everything we've learned throughout our entire degree. We are hardworking friends that have worked closely since starting university. We thought of no better way of finishing off our engineering degree than by teaming up and tackling a problem that really resonated with us, creating a tool seniors could rely on, and that could increasingly become a cornerstone of a larger senior care strategy. As we worked on Remember to Love, we were getting so much positive feedback from everyone we would talk to that the problem we were solving challenged so many families, especially those with older parents and grandparents at home. We realized we were working on something special that could have such a big impact on the lives of so many families and their loved ones. We decided to take this beyond a school project. What started as just the idea for a glasses-based digital assistant for seniors is now a thriving startup incubated at The Forge in Hamilton. We're really passionate about Remember to Love, and we can't wait to get our product in the hands of seniors and their families.
Yeah, that is amazing. You just realize that that thing impacts so many people. What kind of tech does Remember to Love use? You said that it was a senior project, so I'm guessing it incorporated a lot of elements.
Sure, so I'll take over here. So basically, we are developing our software solution on a cutting-edge technology, smart glasses. Our project is very software-driven, so we're creating the smart glasses app from scratch. It's going to be pieces of software that run on board the smart glasses. In order to adapt to the dynamic lifestyle of our target market, we're leveraging machine learning technologies to really cater to the specific use cases of seniors, to allow our solution to seamlessly integrate with the user's everyday life in as organic a fashion as possible. We're also leveraging augmented reality to display assistive graphics that complement the information being provided to the user. So our goal with this solution is to really just complement the life of seniors and to allow everything to just integrate as organically as possible without being obtrusive or intrusive. So that's what we're really trying to do here with Remember to Love.
Yeah, augmented reality seems to be very useful in this sort of thing, labeling and the like. How do you envision your startup growing?
We imagine a world where Remember to Love is worn by seniors around the world, both in the setting of their homes and in long-term care facilities. Once our commercially ready product has been developed, we would like to partner with senior care homes to equip them with our solution. Right now, we are specifically developing for the Google Glass smart glasses, but in the future, we'd like to expand to other smart glasses. We just really believe in this wearable tech, and I don't think this has been realized yet. The future is bright for this entire category.
Future is bright indeed. In your journey, what struggles did you come across when you started this?
One of the earliest challenges was actually selecting a platform to develop for. Remember to Love is such a novel concept, And the smart glass category is just not a mainstream technology like smartphones or smartwatches. So we knew that the platform and the hardware we would decide to build on could very well define the success of our product. Overcoming this challenge, we had to answer some really hard questions. What technologies exist? What can we envision seniors wearing on a daily basis? And what platforms are suitable for software and business development? We did some hardcore research and cold calling, evaluated tech specs, press releases, online forums, contacted developers, contacted company representatives. And finally, we were between two options, and we were struggling to make that final decision of what would help us deliver the promised feature set. Fortunately, we received a response from the head of business at Google Glass directly. This was a breakthrough. We received an enthusiastic response and tailored clarifications, and direct access to the development support team for technical questions. This was really helpful for us. Our research was definitive, our outreach was fruitful, and it resulted in a confident selection of Google Glass as our platform.
Yeah, that's amazing when the actual head reaches out to you. Speaking of supports, what were your experiences like with the Forge Student Startup Competition and then the Forge Summer Startup Academy in bringing your business to life?
So the Forge Student Startup Competition was honestly an eye-opening experience, to say the least, because it really allowed us to sit back and think about how we wanted to present an idea to individuals outside our immediate team and project supervisors. As my co-founder George mentioned, this was a school project, and we had imagined it in that setting and had never really brought it out of that. So this was the first time we were really doing something like this. We were really able to flush out the problem statement as well as precisely define what we are setting out to do. A lot of times you get so committed to your idea that you kind of, forget to ask yourself, is there really a problem out there that I'm trying to solve? So the Forge was kind enough to schedule mentorship sessions with Inga Christensen and Eric Spearin, who are two representatives at the Forge that are extraordinarily helpful, and the startups involved in the competition. So these two individuals really helped us with coaching and have experience coaching several startups and starting companies of their own. So we were really able to draft a cohesive and insightful pitch that was presented to a panel of judges. Now, when it comes to the Forge Summer Startup Academy, once again, that's been an extraordinary experience for all of us because it officially marked the transition of our idea from a school project into a potential business. And the Forge has done a really good job of catering to the current climate around the world with COVID-19 by scheduling all parts of the Summer Academy in a virtual format, so that we all have still been able to gain the knowledge that we would have had we been in person. And the Forge, being a startup incubator, they're very, very well connected. And they've been hosting these weekly workshops, sometimes even multiple in the same week, where experienced speakers like Eric and Inga that I mentioned previously presented to us on topics like legal strategies for startups, hiring employees, defining problem statements, and creating business models, just to name a few. So these have all been very, very helpful and very insightful workshops. The Summer Startup Academy also has provided us with access to funding, which we might not have otherwise had access to. So this has allowed us to really clearly define concrete goals for the summer. Finances are always a really big constraint for startups. So it was
definitely is.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was very helpful for us to, be able to have access to funding like this.
Awesome. What else did you learn from your startup?
We are still in the early stages of our startup, but have nonetheless learned some really valuable lessons. The first is that if you have a business idea and are truly passionate about it, there are resources to help you grow. The initiative is upon the individual to seek out those resources, but anything is possible.
Yeah, and I'll just add on to what George said there. We've also learned about basically not being afraid of taking new risks. Venturing into uncharted territory can be really intimidating, but it's only outside your comfort zone that you're really going to grow, both in a professional sense and in a personal sense. So my co-founders and I can attest to this statement specifically. Developing on nascent technologies and innovating in a space that is unexplored was a really big risk that we took, but one that we handled well, I would say, and that we were able to adapt to. Another really, really valuable lesson that we were able to learn from our startup was that you should always continue to explore new ideas, no matter how convinced you are that, what you have thought of is the extent of your idea. And to basically elaborate on this and provide an example, we were so focused on our company solely producing a smart glasses application, but after discussions with mentors, through the Forge Summer Startup Academy and otherwise, and plenty of self-reflection, we were able to explore new ways in which we could expand our product set to include the items we now have in mind. So to basically elaborate on that, we're now not only developing a smart glasses application, but are looking at a larger software application suite for senior citizens for long-term long-term care homes that could basically connect everyone. So we're not confining what we're trying to do simply to a pair of smart glasses.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on to SciSection.
No, thank you so much for having us.